Good day. We'll be covering on the topic on Linux System Privilege Escalation. We'll be using the example of Sudo Abuse based on Hack the Box walkthrough on Sunday machine. Firstly, let's touch on what is Sudo. It actually stands for Super User Do As. So imagine that you're only a regular user of the machine, but you would like to carry out certain tasks as if you're the super user of the particular machine. This sudo utilities allows user to execute commands as root, which is the highest level of the super user. And the beauty of this is that the user need not have root password to carry out the task. When user uses sudo, the system actually refers to a sudoers file which commonly found in the etc folder to review the permission and settings. Hence, the contents of the file remain sensitive as an attacker may try to modify this file during the process of privilege escalation. Let us jump to the example of how the attacker may carry out sudo abuse. In this presentation, we will be using Sunday machine from Hack the Box as the target machine for the walkthrough. First of all, we will carry out the recon activities by performing port scan using mmap. As you can see here, we are using the default script parameters. However, based on these outputs, we did not find any significant weakness. Next, we will carry out quick scan on all the ports by using -p parameter. From there, we found some interesting high ports such as 22022, 34994, and 53936, which we then carry out scanning using the default scripts. Both the scanning of all ports can be carried out together in one command. However, to save time, in general, we do a quick scan to understand all the open ports before we carry out further verification using a default script on the specific port. From here, we can see that SSH is running on port 22022, which we can further exploit to see whether we can abuse it to gain access to the system. Based on the result of the earlier scan, we will try to brute force into the system via SSH. First of all, let us get the updated word list to use. On Kali, we can install setlist by using apt-y install setlist command. Next, there are more than a couple of utilities that we can use for SSH recon to find the username. In this example, we are using SSH user emulation script from NCC group in GitHub. We managed to find the username and we try to access the system via SSH. However, we encountered the below error which shows that the key inauguration failed. Hence, we need to refine the SSH command as Sunday is the older box running older key exchange algorithm. In this example, we specify the key exchange algorithm and we manage to access the system. Next, we run sudo-l, which will list the commands that Sunny can run with sudo. We can see that Sunny is authorized to run this throw command. However, the command already states its purpose. It's just showing us. Hence, we need to move on to explore other ways. We would then try to search around a system, and here we found an interesting file named shadow.backup. Using the content of this file, we then managed to crack the user password using John on our attacker machine. From there, we found another user which is Sammy and the password for it. Next, with the newly gained credential, we try logging in as Sammy and see what Sammy can do. Here we try again running sudo-l and we can see that he can run wget command. Wget is a utility that we can use for downloading of files via HTTP or HTTPS protocol. Next, we will try to gain remote shell into the system. We will need a shell script and we found a simple script that we can just modify the attacker machine to be used. This will help us to establish the remote shell back to our attacker machine. Back on as Sammy, we run wget to get the shell script to override the throw file which Sunny has access to. On Sunny, we will then run the throw command quickly, as there is something on the system that will reset the throw file if you are not quick enough. Next, once we have the remote shell, We will then copy the tutorial file back to our attacker machine. Modify the writes for Sammy as shown here, and using the same method to send back to Sunday. Once it's back on Sunday, the mission is accomplished, as now Sammy is able to perform sudo on any commands as root. With this, we conclude the walkthrough and thank you for your time.